Welcome back to Welsh Miniature Board Gamer. Now, with this video, it's really giving me some headaches of trying to work out how best to do it. Now, I was thinking about doing just a full tutorial video teaching you how exactly to play Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Marine Corps. But then the problem with that is it's not very engaging, and I'm not really going to be able to teach you how to play this game very well that way. I can give you all the rules, but I don't find that's a very good way of teaching people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a playthrough video of the first mission. But this part 1 video is going to be up to turn 4. So it's going to be explaining all the rules that you're going to need. And if you don't want to see what happens in the rest of the playthrough, you don't have to watch part 2, okay? So this will have everything you need to know to play the game. Then, if you're curious to see whether or not I succeed in the mission, then you can tune in for part 2 next week. But I thought that was the best way of teaching you how to play this game, as it's the way that I would teach you if you were here with me now. And I have actually taught this game with 2 other people doing it exactly this way. So I think that's probably the best. So without me rambling anymore, let's get down to the board and I'll explain how to play this game. So as with every game, we start with setup. And this mission is mission 1, Newt. So you follow the layout that you've got here. So each mission has got its own individual sheet. So follow that sheet to set up the board. Then the board is set up like so, with the exit over here, the number 2 spawn spot by here, number 1 over here, number 4 down here, and number 3 down here. The computer terminal, this one, goes up on the computer terminal, and then we get the 4 blip tokens, which look different to the other ones. They got more white in them, like so. So that's the usual blip token, but we're looking for the blue ones like this, the white and blue ones. So there you go, that's the 4 of them. So you mix them up so you don't know where each of them is and which one's which. And then you place them here, 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 and here. Now these blip tokens are slightly different to the usual ones, because they will not move throughout the game until they've been revealed. So next we get all of these blip tokens and we shuffle them all face down. Now I'm going to move them off camera, but you keep them face down off camera somewhere, to your side where everybody can get hold of them. So next we're going to place these alien standees off to one side within reach. We're going to place the turn tracker where everybody can see it, placing it on turn 1. Next, we're going to place the endurance tracker somewhere where everybody can get hold of it. So you're going to place it in clear line of to everyone. So I'm going to put it here for a moment so I can explain how you set it up, but I will move it off camera just so that I got a bit more room to be able to play. But first of all, for the endurance, you place the reshuffle. If I move that up a bit, you will place the reshuffle at the bottom of the endurance deck. Next, before you do anything else, you're going to pick out a piece of equipment for each of your characters. Now you can put as many pieces of equipment as you want on each character, but this will reduce the number of cards in your endurance deck. So in which case, let's take Hicks here as our example. So I can look through the deck and I can give anything I want. So I could put body armor on him and it would go in his equipment slot by here. Or I could put a flamer on him and that would be a weapon. Now some weapons are sidearms. Let me find one in here for you. There we are. The pistol is a backup weapon. So this backup weapon can go by here. So I can arm everybody as I want. with as many pieces of equipment and as many weapons as I want. So in this case, I'm going to arm Hicks, Hudson and Ripley with pulse rifles. I'm going to arm Frost with a flamer. I'm going to arm Vasquez with a smart gun. And Gorman, I'm going to give a pistol because no one cares about Gorman. So once I've done that, I'm making sure that every card is on the grunt facing. So as you can see, it says grunt up here. Now, your players choose who they want to play as. And if they choose that player, you flip it over to the hero side. And as you can see, it's laid out differently for the hero and grunt. So I am going to be playing a one-player game. So I am going to have Hicks as my hero. And all the rest of the cards are going to be laid out as grunts. I'll be back once I've done that. So once everybody's been given their equipment, shuffle the equipment deck, or from now on it'll be called the endurance deck, and put it on top of the reshuffle card spot, like so. Next, we're going to get the aliens cards, or the motion tracker cards, and as you can see, they're like so. Now these are the easy ones, these are the hard ones, and these are the medium difficulty cards. As you can see, 2 for the medium, 6 for the 2 for the easy, 6 for the medium, and loads for the hard. So in this mission, it says that we have to randomly pick out 5 easy cards and 5 medium cards. So I'm gonna grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 easy. Now I'm going to grab 5 medium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these we shuffle back like so, or shuffle better if you can shuffle better, and place these on the motion tracker by there. Okay, now these 5, the easy and the medium, we shuffle together, and these will go on the top of the deck. In other words, making the game slightly easier to begin with. So as soon as we start drawing these cards, we're going to be drawing either easy or medium threats for the first 10 cards. Like so. Next, we're going to go back to the characters. Now some characters have some text on them which explains specialist rules for that one character. Now especially if they're heroes, I think everybody has one, but some grunts even have these special texts. So read through these first, and it doesn't really matter if you don't quite understand them at this moment, just read through them and see. So next we're going to get these aim trackers, and on your character, so if I'm using my Hicks as an example, this red number, you place your aim tracker to the same number, and you do that for every member of the group. Newt's card isn't used yet, so we can put this aside for now, but that's who we're looking for in this mission, so keep it close by. Give every player one of these quick reference cards, and once you've been playing this game for a little bit, this will be really the only thing you need to know to remind you of how to play the game. The rest becomes pretty instinctual quite quick. So for this mission, we're going to be placing our miniatures in this area, leaving Newt out because we haven't found her yet. They can go in any of those 6 spaces, and it doesn't really matter to begin with where you place each of them. But we're going to place them like so. Next, we grab 2 random blip tokens, and we place them over here to show that there are 2 aliens already on this board waiting to eat us. So, next thing is grab all your alien miniatures and put them off to the side somewhere where you can grab them easily. So that's the layout for the first mission, Newt. Now, have a look at your card and read through it, and it'll give you a briefing of the mission. So in this mission, it briefly says that we don't spawn any new aliens on the board until turn 3. We have to get 2 members of the rescue team off the board with Newt in order to consider this a success. It's over once all of the players are killed or when Newt is killed. I'm going to be playing this as a 1-player game, but I will explain as I go what will happen if it's a 2-player game for the first turn. So turn 1. So if we look at the reference card for step 1, it says reset aim dials. Well, we don't have to do that because we haven't actually done anything yet. So you can jump straight to step 2, resolve all on activation abilities. So looking at my heroes card here, Hicks, it says I may draw a card on activation. So I'm going to draw a card from the endurance pile. It's an event. It says stand up any one knocked down character. So if I want to use this, I keep this in my hand now for Hicks. It's going to cost him 3 cards from the endurance pile or from his hand to play it. But that's a really good card, and I keep it here in my hand for Hicks. So next, I can equip any cards if I want to. So if I had a piece of equipment that I wanted to put on him now, I could do this now. Now I can perform 2 actions, and the actions are move, attack, barricade, aim, interact, use a card action, or rest. Now you can use these actions twice in a row if you want to. So you could shoot twice, or you can move twice, or you can aim twice. So I'm going to activate Hicks. Now Hicks is going to go and immediately run up here. His movement on his card is his speed, like so. Whoops, like so, which is 4. Now that's the same for all of the Marines in their grunt form, apart from Newt's is going to be quicker, but so he's going to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So next he's got another action. He's going to move 4 again. 1, 2, 3. Now he's going to stop here because if he steps onto this space, he's going to activate this door because he's adjacent to it, and this is a sci-fi game and all doors are automatic and it'll pop open. And we don't really want to reveal that with no actions left with Hicks. So he's going to stay there. So that's both of his actions done. So it says resolve all end of activation abilities for step 5. Now he hasn't got any end of activation abilities, so we jump to step 6. Use rank to activate grunts. So Hicks is a corporal, so he can order 2 grunts to do as he wants. So in other words, I get direct control over them before anyone else gets to move anything. So what I'm going to do, I am going to move Hudson. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's getting ready for these aliens over on the far side over there, just in case. Now I just realised you can only just see Hudson there, so I'm just going to move the camera slightly. There we are, that's slightly better. You can actually see there is someone up here, and that's Hudson. So he's done his 2 actions, so I can activate another Marine with Hicks's ordering. So he's going to order... let's have a look here. He's going to order Gorman to move. 1, so you can move through friendly miniatures as long as you don't stop on them. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in this mission there is a computer, and I can activate that computer using the character's tech role. And if I do this, in this particular mission, I can look at one of these things, the blips, to see what's under that blip. So that's my second action, and I've ordered all my grunts. Now the activation would move over to the next player. Now because that next player then would move their person, doing their actions and what have you, and force the grunts to move however many that they can move. So if they're a private, they can order one person. If they're a lieutenant, they can order 3 people. So I'm playing a single player, so I'm going to go straight to the Marines that haven't been moved. All Marines are always going to move, so you don't have to worry if you haven't got enough orders to order the Marines around. They're not just going to stand there, they're going to do stuff. So if you're playing a 1 player, you get to move these now. If you're playing a team, you're going to have to discuss what you're going to get them to do. So I am going to activate Frost. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And he is going to stay there. I'm going to activate Ripley. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's going to follow Hicks. And then we've got Vasquez. And Vasquez is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. To back up Hudson and Gorman. So that is the end of turn 1. So we flip over to the opposite side of the reference card. Over to the alien side. So it says, first of all, activate any aliens. There are no current aliens on the board, so we don't activate anything. Activate blips. Okay, we have got blips. Now, as said earlier, these blips do not move in this campaign, but these blips do. Now, to move blips, you shake the D6 or the alien dice, and all blips on that board section move that number. So this board section is a separate section. Therefore, every blip on that section moves 1. So they're very slow moving aliens, just planning what they're going to do to me. So next it would say spawn new aliens with a motion tracker deck, but we don't do that until turn 3 in this mission, which is said in the instructions. Check for victory conditions and clean up. I don't need to do any of that because I know I haven't got Newt and I haven't got any cleanup conditions. So we're over to turn 2. So again, it says reset aim dials. Step 1. I haven't shot anything, so I don't need to reset my aim dial, and I haven't aimed. So it says resolve all on activation abilities. So I can draw another card if I want to. I think I will. Hicks will draw another card, and he's drawn another event. Okay, what do I do? So it says set a character aim dial to that character's aim number. Now it costs 2 to use, so I'm going to put that in Hicks's hand. So he's got 2 cards now in his hand. Next, you can equip endurance cards if you wish. I don't want to. And perform 2 actions. So Hicks is going to go 1. And once he gets here, the door opens, revealing this one as a 1 alien. So 1 xenomorph appears there. Now he can carry on his movement. 2, 3. Now he has to stop there because he's become adjacent to this alien. So for his second action, he's going to shoot his pulse rifle at the alien. So I have to exhaust 1 card from our endurance and put it in our exhaust pile, like so. I shake the dice for Hicks, shaking a 2, which means he hits and kills because his aim tracker was on 7. But it goes down now to 6. Next, he can order around a grunt. So he's going to order Gorman to move. And he gets here to the computer. Next, he's going to tell Gorman to do a tech roll in order to see whether he can activate that computer. And I shook a 1. So that is lower than his tech score of 5, meaning I can reveal one of the tokens. I reveal Newt. So I was in a bit of luck there. I've actually discovered where Newt is. And she's standing here. So with the second grunter I can order, I am going to order Ripley to go 1, 2, free, blocking this door because Newt is panicked and doesn't know who to trust at the moment. So she will run away from us unless we can persuade her to calm down. So I have to shake a 4 or less with Ripley. I shook a 7, so I failed. So Newt is still panicked and will run away from us. So next, it would be the next player because I've activated my 2 grunts. There isn't any other player, so I can activate these people freely. Now Frost, over here, is going to try and barricade that door. So he has to shake under his tech score. I shake a dice, and I get an 8. So he fails his tech score. So he doesn't manage to do a barricade. But I'm going to try again. And I shake a 3 this time, so he succeeds in barricading that door. I place a barricade across the doorway. And that's Frost's 2 actions done. So next we're going to have Vasquez and Hudson. So what are they going to do? I think we're going to move Hudson 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to have him aim. Now when he aims, he knocks his aim tracker up 1. So it's knocking his shooting up to 7. We're going to have Vasquez move to this spot for her first action, and we'll have her also aim, which will knock hers up to 7 also. Now that I've moved all of my Marines, it's time for Newt to move, and she's going to move away from the heroes. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now she can't see Hudson at the moment because he's behind a closed door, but she can see Frost. So I'm going to say she's going to move 1, 2, and this is about as far away as she can get from anyone at the moment. The alien phase. Now looking at the card, we see that the aliens activate first. We still have no aliens who have revealed themselves. So we shake the alien dice for the blips. And they move 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now at this point we would draw from the motion deck. But again, we're not drawing from that yet because it's still only turn 2. So we knock it up to turn 3. So we're over to the Marine phase. And the first thing it says on the Marine phase is reset everybody's dial. So everybody who aimed or shot this turn has their dials returned to their starting aim value. So Vasquez and Hudson have theirs knocked back down to 6, while Hicks has his knocked back up to 7. Okay. Next, Hicks can pick a card up if he wants with his ability. He's not going to. He's going to run after the kid. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to stand here to block Newt from running past him. So his second action, he is going to rest. Now there's only 1 card in the exhaust pile, so I get to put that back under the endurance pile, like so. When a hero rests, he can draw 2 cards from the endurance pile, and he can recycle 3 from the exhaust pile. Now if it's a grunt that rests, he can only recycle 3 from the exhaust pile. He doesn't get to pick up any cards because that's only heroes get to pick up cards. So that's Hicks done, and he's going to order 2 grunts. So what he's going to do, he's going to order Hudson to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's going to get Hudson to aim, just on the off chance that something pops up from any of the spawn spots. Then he's going to get Ripley to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to get her to aim also for her second action. So it'll be over to the next player. But as I'm playing a single player, as said before, it's still my go. So I am going to move Gorman 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I am going to... And I'm going to use Vasquez to aim twice, knocking her shoot up to 8. So she's really ready for these baddies. So that leaves us with Frost over here. Now Frost is going to move back 1, just on the off chance something breaks through. And he's going to aim as well, knocking his aim up to 6. So that's the end of the Marines phase, but we've still got Newt to move. Now she wants to move, but she needs to get as far away as she can from a Marine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is actually bringing her free away from them. Wherever she goes, she's going to be free away from them. So I would say at the moment she's just cowering in the corner because she can't really get past my Marines. So I'm going to leave her there, okay? So we're over to the alien phase. So activate any aliens on the board. There aren't any. So activating the blips. So we shake their dice and they move free. They start to speed up slowly as they stalk up on Vasquez. So next we draw from the motion deck, and now we finally do draw from the motion deck because it is turn 3. So it says in a 1-player game you draw 2 cards, in a 2-player game you draw 4 cards, in a 3-player game you draw 3 cards. Now I find that a little bit strange, but that's how they've said to do it. So for a 1-player game I draw 2 cards, and as you can see on the top of the deck it isn't easy. So we look at the thing. False alarm, recycle 1 card. That's brilliant. Apart from we haven't got anything exhausted. So that's not really of much help to me. So I'm going to chuck that at the bottom of the deck. Next one. Reveal a card. Okay, so this is showing us a new mechanic we haven't used yet. So it says place 1 blip on spawn point 1. So immediately it's going to be resolved because there's everybody around it. And it's 5 aliens. Oh, wow, that's bad. Right, so we get 4 standees. 1, 2, 3, 4. And place an alien on top. Now that represents the swarm. Now, to reveal a card, it says reveal a card. So it means we get a card from the endurance pile and we look at it. Now, it says here, if it's a piece of equipment, place another blip on spawn point 2. If it's a hazard, place a blip on spawn point 1. It is a hazard. So we put a blip on spawn point 1. Uh-oh. So another alien appears here. So he goes to the next space where he can fit. And it's 1 alien. Well, it's bad, but at least it's not more than 1 alien. So now we place this back in the bottom of the deck. Oops, sorry, discard. Sorry. The motion tracker goes to the discard, not to the bottom. And then we have to play the hazard card. So it says hazard. Burke's Treachery. Reveal another card. So we grab another card. And it's an event. So we immediately put that one back under the reshuffle or on the endurance card. Endurance pile, and we see what the event says. So you can see it says event there. Exhaust 8 endurance cards, then discard this card. So discard, so it goes there into the discard pile, and we have to get rid of 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's really bad. It's really drained our resources, and they go in the exhaust pile. Wow, so that was not a nice thing to draw for that. So that was our second card. Therefore, aliens have spawned and it's back over to the Marine phase. Now the Marines reset their dials back to their base numbers. And it's Hicks's turn. Now he can draw a card if he wants to. I am not going to draw a card because I've got 2 in my hand already. And I don't see much point in drawing another one. Now Hicks is going to start shooting because he's really kind of right next to all of these aliens now. So for each shot we have to expend a card. So he's going to shoot. And I need, at the moment, a 7 or less. And I roll a 9. He missed. Now his special ability on his card is, once per turn, exhaust a card from your hand to re-roll Hicks's failed attacks. So I am going to give up my 1 card, which I had in my hand, and I can re-roll this dice. 10! He missed again. So I lower my tracking dial to a 6, and he's got 1 action left. That's really not good. Hicks missed loads there. So he's going to shoot again, expending another card from the endurance to the exhaust. And he needs 6 or less now. And he shoots an 8. Oh, wow. Hicks is not the hero of the movies. Right, so now he can order 2 grunts. So he's going to order Ripley. Ripley has line of sight to this alien, because any point of the square you're in has to be in line with any point of the square you're shooting at. Therefore, that corner would definitely be to that corner clear. So Ripley is going to spend a card and fire. She hits on a 6. Well, she shook a 1. She's the hero. She kills one of the aliens. So we remove one of the standees from under that alien and knock her tracker down. Now, she hits on 5 actually, so I knock it down to 4, but she still would have hit. So she's going to do it again. She's going to spend a card, and she hits on 4s. And I shook a 1, so she kills another alien. And I knock her dial down again. Now, why she can shoot more than once is because her weapon is full auto. So as long as she keeps hitting, she can keep shooting, and it doesn't actually cost any more actions. So Ripley now has got a bit of a choice. Does she think she's going to hit on a 3 or less? Doesn't seem very likely. So I think I'm going to leave Ripley's turn there, and we're going to go over to force Hudson to activate. Now Hudson is going to shoot, so he's got a skill of 6, so he's got a pulse rifle, so it costs him 1, and he shoots, hitting on 6s. He shook a 7, so I lower his dial, and he's missed. So things aren't looking too good now. So he's going to shoot again with his second action, expending a card and shaking a dice, hitting on 5s, and I shook an 8, so he's missed, and it's down to 4 his aim. And we still got a lot of aliens there. That's no good. So now if it was a 2-player game, we would hand over to the next hero. But because it isn't, we can activate our next person, Gorman. Now Gorman's pistol is a backup pistol. So he's going to expend 1 endurance card to shoot. And he hits on 4s. And he shook a 7, so he missed. And we lower his aim down to 3. Now he's got 1 action left. He is going to rest. So he can recycle 3 cards from the exhaust pile. And he can put them under the endurance pile. Like so. Vasquez is actually going to aim to knock her aim up to 7. And she's going to move back 1. Just in case that alien rolls a 6. So lastly, we have Frost. Now, Frost is kind of out on his own a little bit over here, so he's going to come running back to try and help them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the end of the Marines phase, and we're over to the aliens. We're over to the Newts phase. Now, Newt is kind of blocked in there. Right. So when she comes in contact with a new alien, she has to stop. So she'd move 1 there, but she'd have to stop. So her second action, she can move 1, 2, but she has to stop because she's come in contact with a new alien. She's been in contact with this one all along, but this one's a new one, so she has to stop again. So it's over to the alien phase, and it's not looking good here. So this alien is going to attack Hicks. So for this defense, we look at Hicks's card, and it says on his card, Defense 6. Now, because this alien has got, tangled with his friend, he's got 2 standees under him. So that knocks our defense down from 6 to 5 to 4. So I need 4 or less in order to fend off these aliens. I shook a 7. That means Hicks is knocked down. Now, because I shook a 7, we add the number of aliens under this alien. So 7, 8, 9. If it had been a 10, it would have automatically killed Hicks. But because it didn't get to 10, it just knocks him down, ready for his date night with the alien queen. Next, we have this alien. This xenomorph is going to attack poor Newt. Now, Newt has a defense of 7. It has no standees under it, so she just needs a 7 or less. And I shook a 2. She manages to squirm her way away from that alien, so she's safe. Next, we go over to the blips. So we've got these blips up here, and they're moving 6. So we're glad we moved Vasquez now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it does get to her. And it's 2 aliens. So I figured that one out slightly wrong. I thought it'd be 1 away. But it doesn't really matter because I can show you another mechanic of the game. Moving all of the blips up. So that alien has got to her and it's going to attack her. But before it does, she gets a chance at doing defensive fire. Now, why didn't Hicks get a chance to do defensive fire? That's because the alien was already there. It just was there. It didn't move towards him. It was just there. So it has its attack without him having a chance to do defensive fire. This one has run at Vasquez. So Vasquez has got plenty of time to have a shot at the alien. So we do reveal this one as well as being a single alien. And Vasquez is going to shoot. Now, the smart gun discards 2 cards when fired by Vasquez because of her special rule. Anyone else it discards 3, but because of her it only discards 2. You shake 2 dice and you pick the lowest roll. So in this case, a 1 and a 10. So a 1 is lower, which is lower than her aim of 7. We're lowering the dial down to 6 now because she just killed 1 alien. Now it's fully auto, so she can shoot again. This is costing 2 cards again. As you can see, it's going to get through our deck a lot quicker than a standard rifle, but it's more deadly. So she hits on a 6 because she had aimed the previous turn. And I shake a 5 and a 10. So that's lower than 6. So I lower her aim track to 5 and I remove the alien. So she can't do defensive fire on this last alien because it didn't actually come into contact with her. It wouldn't have actually got to her, so she can't do a defensive fire against it. So that is the end of the actual alien's movements. So we're over to the motion tracker phase. So we draw 2 cards because it's a single player. And this one says, place a blip on 4. So we grab one of the blips, place it on 4. And the text says, if the blip is not placed on a spawn point within line of sight of a character, it immediately moves 4. Well, there's no one who can see this, so it immediately moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we put that on the discard pile. Next, as you can see, this is a medium. So it says, place one blip on spawn point 1. So we place it here, and it's 1 alien that pops up here, and it says if the spawn point already has a blip, which it did, or an alien model, move this blip 4 places towards the nearest character. Well, he doesn't need to move because he's already there, so that's that. He's there and he's already engaged. So that's the end of part 1 of Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Marine Corps. So this was more of the instructional side of the video. So it's explained up to turn 4 of how to do 90% of the rules in the game. There are some rules that I haven't quite done yet because they didn't pop up in my playthrough, but you at least got a very good understanding of how to play this game now, and I hope it's of some use to you and you've managed to sit through this half-hour video. If you want to find out what happened to Hicks and the rest of the Colonial Marines, did we manage to rescue Newt, or are they all on date night with the Alien Queen? Well, if you want to find out, next week I'll release the second part of the video, finishing off the mission to whichever way it turns out. So if you liked, please leave likes, subscribe or comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Goodbye for now from Welsh Miniature Board Gamer.